All right, I will call this meeting to order at 6:01 PM. This meeting is being recorded by committee chairs. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify me at this time. I don't see anyone, so I'll move to roll call of members. President Bottomley, I'm here. Vice President Gilmore,
Here.
Counselor Toronzo,
Yeah, I'm here.
and Counselor Bullock and Golub will not be here tonight. So I'll move to president's notes. The first thing on here was electronic communications received by counselors during council committee meetings. I didn't get a chance to look into this further. I still think it's a little bit murky, and I think we should probably still look into it. I just didn't have any time,
That's okay.
but I think I'm gonna leave that on there if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
The next one is resolution declaring a climate emergency, which is that okay to go to CRC, Counselor Gilmore or Vice President?
Yeah, that's fine with me, except I'm not going to be able to attend because I'm going to have to work that night.
Okay. So we just we'll have to find someone to make sure there's someone to chair that meeting.
Yeah.
I'll check my dates on that too to see if I'm available. So that goes to CRC. The next zoning amendments. Oh, no, this is the petition we received, which we will acknowledge by putting it under notice in the council meetings to acknowledge that we received it, and then that will probably come back to us in December to decide what to do with.
Which one was that?
There was a new petition for to have no allowance for roosters, and
Oh, right. Don't I already have? I'll let you. I want to get hashed out later.
it's in there, but yeah.
We already have that, but
Right. But I think, I don't know, that might have to go to planning, but anyway, we acknowledge that we received it and it'll go in the council agenda. The next one is resolution for Northern Tier rail support. That would go to CRC also. Mayor's appointments goes to A&O. The amend the city code for the hybrid meetings is going to go to A&O, but I talked with Counselor Golub and that's going to be discussion only. So we're not going to vote on that in November. And then the new one, repurpose 197,000 for the design of to repair the dam. That's going to go to this Ways and Means and be voted on full council. There were one other big one for Ways and Means is it didn't get in on time, but we're putting it on the tax classification hearing and tax classification vote to set the tax rate.
December.
It's going to be November.
November, we're doing
So
this month.
they think they're going to have all the information for that. They've got most of it, I believe. So we're going to go ahead with the assumption that that's going to work for November. So that would be, but when we get there, we can add that. So that would go on Ways and Means agenda with Randy Austin invited. The other thing I just wanted to mention, it didn't get on here. The Counselor Bullock and Healy had quite a few budgetary and HR questions. And I believe a lot of those have been answered, and department heads and the mayor will be forwarding all of those answers, besides the ones we got at the executive session, to full council. So if anyone feels that those need further discussion in Ways and Means, we can do it. But I believe some of those will kind of dovetail with the tax classification hearing when we'll get a lot of information on the budget.
I also think like maybe I'm overstepping here, but I also feel like just because there's a specific budgetary question that comes up, like, I mean, we were, asked about this, like, should any question be allowed to be allowed when we were asked by the school committee or whatever. Any department, like, yeah, we can always ask the questions. I think a lot of these questions are a lot more easily handled in a email format in that sense. It's an ask and then response, like you get an information. If we're getting nowhere, then yeah, bring it up to a committee, but I don't think that everything that gets asked budgetary, not only sparing myself on this one, but like, needs to necessarily go to committee. Just my 2 cents that, if it's a simple ask and answer or public information request
Right.
or something, that I don't think we need to end up having like department heads of whatever question comes up throughout the year every month coming to a committee. It seems like not say a waste of time, but it seems like we already have an avenue for answering those things.
Yeah, and I think if people feel they get enough the information they want, that might take care of the.
Right. I know that there are some folks who would love to have every question that's asked be out and open for anyone in the public to end up hearing it, but.
And also to remind counselors too, that if you want to ask the mayor a specific question, just try to follow our rules. So get it in. Tammy sends out a reminder for every deadline so that she doesn't have to keep reprinting the agenda. So if you have a bullet in a specific question, then the mayor or department head can be prepared to answer that at the city council meeting. So that's just a reminder. I think that was everything of the notes I had. The rest I had from Councilor Bullock, we can address as we go through the committee meetings. So we'll move to Economic Development Committee. That has already been printed. The joint planning board meeting is November 7th in 2 days. So I'm not sure if they will be discussing that ADU on that meeting because Councilor Bullock wants that removed from full council and the regular meeting to get, I forget how she put it. They want to get guidance from the state on what's going on with that. So I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but that's going forward as printed as far as I know. And then the regular meeting is on November 12th. And they'll be discussing all those zoning amendments, except we'll be removing the section 207.18, which is the ADU accessory dwelling units. That will be removed from that agenda. She wants to hold off until December or sometime when there's more information from the state. So that's it for economic development. Appointments and ordinances, we have all those appointments. The only change would be Councilor Golub wanted the hybrid meetings amendment to be just discussion and not a motion. Was the only change there. Community relations on November 18th. We've got the resolution for climate, the Northern Tier support. And do you still want to leave, Vice President Gilmore, the discussion of the benches and the chessboard?
I don't see any reason to wait. I know that there are people who wanted to come and weigh in on it. So I don't feel like people should have to wait for me.
And do you think, who should we invite to that? Obviously the mayor, maybe the police chief.
Yeah, I'd say the mayor and the police chief. I know that there are some community members that have already been invited by other counselors because I've seen some of the emails.
Okay. If we think of more, we can always do that later too. Ways
Oh
and
yeah, and I mean, it's
means.
a public
Oh,
meeting,
yeah.
so I mean, anyone in Greenfield, come on.
Ways and means. We've got the capital stabilization, the repurposing of the 197 for the dam, and then we're adding tax classification, and we'd be inviting Randy Austin. And hopefully we'll have information with that also.
We got quite a bit from the 2 other meetings we had this summer
Right. Yeah.
regarding this. I mean, fine to have him there. I don't think it's going to be that in-depth of a conversation. I don't think it's really going anywhere from reading the pulse,
Right.
not only from their department, but from us as well.
Yeah. But I don't know, people might
Yep.
have some questions and
Sure.
there'll be some new information, I'm sure. And, I guess the only reason it wouldn't go forward is if, we didn't get free cash certified or something happened. But I believe that's all submitted and they're just waiting. So, and they have some of the information. So they feel, I'm hoping we can do it because it makes things easier to get it done quicker than
Earlier.
otherwise we'd probably have to have a special meeting.
Right, I got to delay the bills going out, all that.
So moving on to the draft of the city council meeting for November 20th. The only changes I see under number 2, we would remove the amendment to the code for the hybrid meetings. Councilor Golub wants that to make sure there's plenty of discussion before we actually bring it to a vote. Item 3, 4, 5, 6 looks good, 7, 8. And then we would remove number 9, the ADU zoning. From that meeting. And we would add to it a tax classification vote. Ooh. Oh, sorry, Tammy, you're going to be watching this. I also forgot that we need to add the hearing for the tax classification before motions. And then there will be, I don't think, any first readings. And then we're just going to post the notice, the petition about the chickens and the rooster amendment to zoning. That'll be posted on there. I think that is it. Does anybody else have anything?
No.
Wow. Pretty smooth. So I guess I'll just take a motion to adjourn
I'm so moved.
and a second.
Second,
I guess a roll call vote.
Two.
Counselor Gilmore,
yes.
Counselor Toronto,
Yep.
and I'm a yes, so we are adjourned at 6:13 PM.
Very good.
All
Thanks,
right,
everybody.
bye, guys.
Thank you.